So wishing you all the very best and seeing you all soon enrolled.
In the digital revolution time, education is one of the priority. Online education is flexible, convenient, can be customized as per your needs. From filing application till the graduation, the entire teaching learning process can be completed through computer, through mobile, through laptop. IGNOU is offering various programs through online mode. One such program is MA in Journalism and Mass Communication. This program is offered through learning management system. You can customize, make it convenient as per your needs. And entire teaching learning process is being facilitated through 4 quadrants. The learning and teaching through text materials supported by audio video materials, and along with that there is a discussion forum to interact with the teachers and your classmates, and online assessment. And this is the standardized international standards for online education being incorporated in MAGMC online program. It has the following focus area: news writing, news editing for newspaper and magazines, online journalism and broadcast journalism, media ethics and development communication, communication research, digital media, and various other aspects of communication process. The entire learning content of this particular program generated by renowned Indian academics. You will learn the nuances of communication with Indian examples. This particular program is 2 years in duration and it has 16 courses. After the 16 courses, 12 are theory and 4 are practical projects. If you are a techno-savvy and if you are able to control various technical tools, want to learn more about media and communication system, then this is the program meant for you. Welcome to the program.
Dear learners and viewers, welcome to this teleconferencing session on Codex Harmonization of International Standards. So, this Codex standard is for the food at an international level. So whenever we are eating food, or whenever we are any item are there should be of that product. To there are different countries are there are different standards are there are different regulating bodies are there on the international level or national level also. So there is question is there, we have to follow which standards. So this is one of the big question. Are there, they regulated with the different regulations, and different ministries are there at international levels also. There are so many countries and they have different standards. So this standard should be harmonized, and this harmonization of food standard at the Interest Commission is there, and they standardize this program. And as we know, this is related to the food safety, and we can say this is related to the food quality also. So for this one, there are different standard setting agencies are there at international level. Like if we are going towards the plant, there are plant health commission is there. Then we can say animal health related committee is there, and this is particularly food safety related commission is there. And this Codex Alimentarius Commission set up the international standard related to the food safety. And in line with that one, this Indira Gandhi National Open University runs the different courses in the area of agriculture, in the area of food safety. If we will take the example of in the area of food processing, if we will take the example of particularly food safety, this Indira Gandhi Open University run the postgraduate diploma in food safety and quality management. Then we can say in same line, bachelor degree is there in food safety and quality management, that is BSc. Then master degree is there, MSc in food safety and quality management. Along with this one, school runs the different courses, that is Master of Business Administration. Then we can say postgraduate diploma in agribusiness. Then we can say this postgraduate certificate in agriculture policy, that is in all the courses are open in distance learning mode. So at diploma levels also several courses are there in we can say processing area, that is diploma in value added products from fruits and vegetable, dairy technology, meat technology, then horticulture, then also in watershed management also is there. Then certificate courses are there in sericulture, then water harvesting and management, poultry farming, beekeeping, organic farming, and awareness program is also there in dairy farming is there. So we are discussing about the harmonization of international standard, that is Codex standard. So this particular 3 courses are there with IGNOU, that is BSc Food Safety and Quality Management. We will take this overview of these courses from Madam is there, Dr. Mita Sinhamahapatra, Associate Professor, School of Agriculture. We will take the information about these 3 courses related to their eligibility. We will start from the BSc Food Science, Food Safety and Quality Management. What are the objective of this program, Madam? Welcome to this program first.
Thank you so much. Actually, very rightly said that we are offering, IGNOU offering 3 programs in the area of food safety. One is Bachelor in Food Safety and Quality Management, BSc. Another one is PG Diploma in Food Safety and Quality Management. Another one is the MSc in Food Safety and Quality Management. So at the 3 different levels, we are offering these academic programs in the specialization area of the food safety and quality management. So we started this BSc in this July 2024, and MSc has been started long back in the 2022 July sessions. And the objectives of all these programs are to develop the human resources utilized in the food safety and quality management activities. Okay, so ultimately the students of these 3 programs, they will be able to design, develop, implement and audit the food safety and quality management system in the food industry. So that is the ultimate objective of this program. So the student will learn about how to implement, how to design different good practices, good manufacturing practices, so many good practices which the student will learn through this 3 different academic program. And they will also learn how to do the analysis of the food, the chemical analysis, the microbiological analysis, quality of the food, so that they can see that this food is safe and quality while they will be working in a food industry. Okay, so that is
has a huge scope after the enactment of this FSSI, that harmonization of Indian food regulatory system. So,
that's true, because before 2006, as you said, that there were many orders under many industries, many ministries. So all those orders have been considered for formulating the new act, the new rules and regulations. The first time we got the new act in Food Safety Standards Act in 2006. Then we got the rules, Food Safety and Standard Rules in 2010. Then we got regulations, Food Safety and Standard Regulation in 2011. And there are so many regulations right now available for different purposes, for the production, for licensing and registration of the food business, for food products preparation, food additives, contaminants, toxins, packaging, labeling. There are so many food safety and standards regulations available. And as per those regulations also, there are requirement of the trained person, qualified person in the food industry who can take care of the quality and food safety. So who can be the food safety supervisor, quality assurance officer, kind of job prospects are there. So we hope that after passing this program, students will have enough job opportunities.
Whatever the regulations are there, the different regulation that comes under only FSSI. Only one body.
So in India, the food regulator is the Food Safety Standards Authority, compulsory for all the food business operators to follow in India. So we have to comply with all these regulations. These are not voluntary standards. Today we'll be discussing about the Codex. That is not mandatory. That's a voluntary standards at international level. But every standards, while preparing, formulating our own national standards, so that we can have a fair chance for the trade. So if we want to import the food products from other countries, if we want to export our food products to other countries, so if we harmonize the standards, that will help us to go for the fair trade practices. Actually, there will be less barrier if we can harmonize the standards.
Thank you, ma'am. This is very specialized area related to food standards. So, what are the eligibility criteria to take the admission in BSc-FSQM?
BSc-FSQM, that's a graduation level program. Any students, 10+2 students who have specialized in science or agriculture or equivalent subjects, they can take admission in the BSc program.
Or for what for MSc and PGDM?
Okay, for MSc and PG diploma in food safety quality management, the students have to be graduates, science graduates. They can be from the life science background, microbiology, biochemistry, biotechnology, food science and technology, food and nutrition, agriculture, veterinary, fisheries, dairy. So there are various options for entry level, for eligibility criteria, the admission for this MSc in food safety quality management and PG diploma in food safety quality
Any
management.
entrance examination is there?
No, there is no entrance examinations. The students will be
this is open. This is open. Okay. So, ma'am, as we have discussed about the eligibility criteria and this Codex, international harmonization of standards. So, I think what should be the means who will regulate this one actually at international level? Whatever the food standards are there, like in India, FSSI is there. So, at international level, what are the standards? Codex is there. So, who will regulate this one?
The Codex Alimentarius Commission is there, who has formulated the set of standards, the food codes.
So
Codex Alimentarius is the food code.
Okay.
There are code of practices also. There are procedures, guidelines and standards. This is governed by the CAC, that is the Codex Alimentarius Commission at the international level.
So, Codex means the code or regulation standards are there, right?
Yeah, that's food code.
Yeah, that is also a regulation related thing. So, this commission, basically, when we started this discussion, this commission is the developed under the, we can say, FAO and WHO. This is two bodies are there at international level, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, and another one is WHO. We all knows WHO, World Health Organization, even though during COVID every time we will say WHO. And this two organizations come together and they have developed this Codex Alimentarius Commission, who develop or who harmonize this international standard related to food. Or we can say this commission, totally one formed commission, and commission will form the regulations, or we can say codes, food codes or food standards. So what is structure of, when we will see the structure of this particularly Codex Commission, there are almost 600 members are there, and in that 600 members, total 300 representing countries are there. This is an intergovernmental body, and almost 600 out of 600 one are the observer organizations. So many organizations, and typically whatever the commission is there, commission meets 2 times every year at the different locations, we can say, or annually that meets in a two locations, that is headquarter of FAO and that is in Rome. So this commission meets there. They will discuss the different issues, different standards, and then after that there is some procedure is there. Through that procedure, this commission discuss the different standard and finalize the standards for the international level. So in that one, different countries take the part. I think is there also like we have some standards. In case we recently saw that case related to some standard deflection is there, different standards are there. So this commission work for, we can say, consumer health, that is major first priority is there, and another one is the fair trade between the countries. 2 countries are there. Suppose some standards are different from other countries, how we will trade? That will be not acceptable. Whatever the ingredient, whatever the product we are trading to the another country, if standards are different, that will not match, or we can say they will reject their product because of the their standards. So that country need to harmonize the standard with the international level. We have to match that standard, then only whatever the trade is there, that trade is fair trade. So this is related to fair trade practices in food trade and consumer health. Those are the some we can say objective of this Codex Alimentarius. And after that, when we will see the history of this Codex Alimentarius, in 1945 this Food and Agriculture Organization is established, and then after in 1948 the foundation of this, whatever the we can say World Health Organization is there. After that one conference is there in 1961, and in that conference they have decided to establish the Codex Alimentarius Commission, and in 1962 Codex Alimentarius requested to create the Code Alimentarius. So this is the whole history is there, and in 1963 there is joint FAO and WHO Codex Alimentarius Commission. Right now we will say that CSC, that is Codex Alimentarius Commission, is there.
And then actually India also became the member country of the Codex Alimentarius Commission.
Right. In 1991, there is FAO and WHO Codex conference is there on specifically food standards. And in 1995, there is agreement in between the agreement on application of SPS and TBT, that is related to WTO, that is World Trade Organization. So this is not just related to food standard, it is also related to the health of consumer, it is also related to the trading of the commodities in between the countries. So all this has taken care during the preparing standards of any food item. This is the main we can say thing in the Codex Alimentarius Commission. So another one important what they will do, they have different committees. Codex Alimentarius Commission have different committees, even though for standard, even though for product, even though for whatever we will say additives, nutrition related committee is there. So in that committee, even though simple, which additive we have to add or which additive are not to add into the food material, or in what amount we have to add in the food material, this kind of regulation, this kind of standards are also set by this Codex Alimentarius Commission.
Whatever they have formulated, actually they have set the standards. The Codex Alimentarius Commission has set the standards for different food products. As Dr. Kamble said that about the horizontal standards and vertical standards. Horizontal standards are for various food groups. So those are applicable common for various food groups, like the standards for the pesticide residue, standards for the veterinary drug residue, standards for microbiological load assessment. So all these are the horizontal standards, and they are a specific committee which are designed for, which look after the requirement for the microbiological standards or the pesticide residue standards or the food additive standards or nutrition standards. And there are also vertical standards which are meant for regulating, so which look after the standards related to each category of food product. Maybe for dairy products, maybe for meat, fish products, or vegetable products, fruit products. The vertical committee also. Similarly, on the same line in India also, we have the national level regulator, food regulator, FSSAI, who have also formulated the standards and tried to harmonize all these standards in line with the international Codex standards. So while formulating the standards for food products in India in 2010 or 11, the Food Safety Authority of India, they considered that as the basic point, that international standards, Codex standards are the basic point. On basis of that, we got our own regulations, our own standards. But as Dr. Kamble also mentioned, that there will be a chance of fair trade between the country. Last means just 2-3 months back, we had seen that also seen that reports that some of the countries, they have actually rejected our spices on the basis of that there was mismatch in the requirement of the quality. The product they imported from India, the spices product, those were not as per their standards. So there is a scope where we can fight. We can say that we have standardized our standards as per the international standard. So many countries, they have their own standard, that is the regulatory legislative standard for their specific country, but those have the reference of the international standard. So we have also kind of for limitations of some of the products. For example, for food additives, some of the food additives are allowed in some countries, some are not. And there is also maximum permissible limit for each of the food additives. So some country may have higher range of maximum permissible limits, some can have lower range. There should be a point where we all can negotiate or import or export food business. We can negotiate that all are at per the international Codex standards. So Food Safety and Standards Authority of India formulated the standards. There is one regulation that is called as the Food Safety and Standard Regulation for food products and food additives. So
even though I would like to share that whenever this Codex Alimentarius Commission form any standard, that time to assure the quality of that standard, or we can say quality of safety and food supply. So they will take all the standards based on scientific quality or scientific analysis. Whatever the sound scientific analysis they will do, and after that they will do evidence-based study also, and they will thorough review of that particular thing, and then only that will convert into the standards.
Very true.
Yeah.
Because one fine morning, just say that okay, we'll have the microbiological limit for this product, for dairy product, for example, that we will allow 10 lakhs or 1 crore of microbes per gram of or ml of milk. We can't say that. That can't be a standard. That has to be based on scientific evidence. So that is done by every country. That is also done in the international level by the Codex Committee. So when one standard is formulated, that is completely evidence-based and on the basis of the scientific background only. Yeah. So then only they set the standards, and when the other countries, the member countries, adopt that standard and formulate their own standard of national standards, they don't need to repeat that test again to justify that limit, permissible limit for any product, standards for any product. So that will actually reduce the time for setting their national standards. That is one advantage of harmonization of the standards.
In the standards, Codex standard particularly, there are 3 things. One is the standard, and another is the guideline, and another one is the code of practice. So whenever we are talking about standard in this one, the standard is we can say prescriptive, what we should be achieved, that is related to standards, and that means example what are the maximum limits are there, or MRL are there, that are the example of standards. And another one is the guideline. Guideline means principle and guidance how to do something to achieve the this to maintain the quality or safety, that is for example risk analysis is there. And another one is the code of practice. So this advice and procedure about what to do or avoid any issues, or we can minimize that issues, like the risk is there. So this is comes under the Codex Alimentarius. So standards, guidelines, and code of practices are there.
Today we are fortunate to have with us one expert from Food Safety Standards Authority of India. We welcome Ms. Jasprit Kaur, Madam. She is the Assistant Director Technical who looks after the Standards and Science Division in the Food Safety Standards Authority of India. So she will share her views on this Codex Harmonization of the international standards. So, Madam, we are discussing about the general how this Codex Alimentarius Commission started and what is their objectives. So, right now, can you just explain us what is the mandate of Codex Alimentarius?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, Codex Alimentarius, there are two mandates basically. One is the protection of the health of the consumer and fair practices in the food trade. These are the two mandates, and Codex Alimentarius works on that motto that people, whatever food they are eating, it should be safe, and it's their mentality that it is the mentality of the people that the food which they are eating is healthy and is of the qualitative nature. So Codex works on these principles.
And the Codex, we know that there are many member countries which are actually following the Codex Alimentarius Commission guidelines. So what type of information this Codex provides to these member countries?
Actually, ma'am, Codex basically provides, what this Codex does is the harmonization of the standards. Suppose your country A and B, there might be certain products which are of importance to your country and of some are of my countries. So it's very important that there should be a harmonization of the standards so that we both are that the business should not suffer, the export does not hinder, and the economy of both the nations should survive. So basically what does Codex do is that yes, harmonization of the standards and providing the basic guidelines to all the nations, all the member countries basically. Any member who is a FAO and WHO associated member, they can be a part of the Codex Alimentarius Commission.
So right now, how many countries are the member of Codex Alimentarius Commission?
Currently, we have 188 member countries, and one is the latest one is to join Timor-Leste. One we have the European Union. So total in 189 countries.
Okay. So India is also a member country.
Yeah. India joined the Codex Alimentarius in 1964. We are the member.
And the national Codex contact point is?
Yes, FSSI serves as the national Codex contact point. Yes.
So can any country be part of Codex? Is there any requirement for to be part of member of Codex?
It's not like that there should be some criteria. Any member country who is a part of WHO FAO can be a part of Codex as well. And it is very important for the food trade that a country should join Codex and say its views or come together to make the national IGOs also participate, intergovernmental organizations, non-governmental organizations. But yes, these are like observers. They can place their point, but they don't have the right to vote in any Codex meetings, etc.
So as a member country, all the countries have their own rules and regulations, own set of standards for food safety or quality, right? So likely India also, we have our own regulations. Even before 2006 also, we had so many different orders, even PFA Act, they were there. So we had our standards. Yes. So why any member country then do trust the Codex? Why do we need to have any guidelines from Codex?
Okay, ma'am. So I would just like to brief that there's the word harmonization that we were talking about. So harmonization comes from the word harmony. It means agreement between all. The standards cannot be very stringent which EU takes, so that the developing nations won't be able to survive. if the standards would be very high. And standards should not be low also, that the people are not able to survive and they are not able to get the food which they are eating is of qualitative nature or not. So there has to be a common line that yes, these standards are should be met. This is what Codex does. Codex aligns the standards which everyone can follow, and it is just a baseline for the trade purpose. If suppose there is any developing country who does not have that features or the facilities for doing risk analysis, so they can follow Codex. They can align their national standards using with the help of Codex. So they can easily, if they want to export their any product, it can help their economy as well.
Can you please briefly give us the structure of the Codex?
Yes, ma'am. Structure of the Codex, I would like to say. Codex is Codex Alimentarius Commission, which we all know. So Codex Alimentarius Commission, we have executive committees. It has one chairperson and 3 vice chairs. Then we have certain general subject commodities. General subjects means of labeling, how a package should be, food and import clearance systems, pesticides, residues, food additives. So these are some of the general subject commodities. And then again we have vertical commodities. These are based on a particular commodity. For example, spices, which India chairs. And we have fats and oils, which Malaysia chairs, fresh fruits. So like these, we have many committees are there in Codex. And then we have regional coordinating committees as well. For example, CC Africa is the CCA structure of Codex.
So we have so many standards. National level, international level also we have voluntary standards like Codex standards. So who ensures that the Codex standards are adopted as scientifically evidence-based?
Yes. The main reliance of the Codex is dependent on this fact only, that the standards which are adopted are scientifically strong. So we have actually independent expert committees. So there are experts from FAO and WHO. We have 4 committees like these: JECFA, JMPR, JAMRA and JEMNU. So JECFA is Joint Expert Committee on Food Additives, which provides the experts and advice to food additives committees, contaminants committees and veterinary drugs committees. We have JMPR, Joint Meeting on Pesticide Residues. We have JAMRA, Joint Expert Committee on Microbiological Risk Assessment, which provides advice to Food Hygiene Committee. And then we have JEMNU, Joint Expert Meetings on Nutrition, which provides advice to Nutrition and Food for Safety Dietary Uses Committee. So these committees collect the data, these do risk analysis, thorough review of all the standards, and then they give their suggestions to the respective committees. And that's how the standards are adopted and are scientifically driven standards.
So the Codex Commission actually they get the information from different committees, then only they decide. So they follow a set procedures for setting any standards.
Yes.
So can you just explain what is the set procedures for setting up any Codex standards?
Yes, ma'am. I'll just show you this graph. Actually, Codex standards are adopted. So there are particularly 8 steps to which a Codex standard is adopted. I'll take an example. For example, India has given a suggestion that millet standards should come. So what does India do? India has prepared an initial proposal. India will do all the thorough study, all the data, why is it important, how it is going to impact the trade as well. So it will prepare all the project proposal and everything. Initially, CC Exec Committee, as I mentioned earlier, so it will give a review of the proposal. If committee agrees, then the draft will be prepared. There is a format of the draft. In that we'll have everything regarding that proposal, millets ka, what should be the parameters, are they affecting all the countries as well. Then whatever the draft has been prepared, all the member countries, they are allowed to comment over it. It will be circulated to all the member countries so that they can give their comments over it. Then whatever comments have been received, so they will be thoroughly reviewed. What are your suggestions? What should be implemented or not? In case it is adopted at Codex Alimentarius Commission meeting, that happens yearly. So now the standard is finalized. Suppose in case there is some issue in which countries want to review more of the perplexed or they're not satisfied completely, then again there will be repetition of all the steps. Again, the countries will give the comments, suggestions. They will be thoroughly reviewed by all the nation's respective committees, and then step 8, these will be finally adopted as a standard. So there are 8 steps completely, and in case if the standard is adopted at step 5, we say as step 5/8, otherwise step 8.
Okay, very good. Thank you, ma'am. So now we know that for having any kind of a new standard, if it goes to Codex Alimentarius Commission, they follow its procedures. They follow 8 different steps for setting up a standard. They review the things again and again because they get the draft, then they get the information from different scientific committees. Then only they will decide that whether it is to be set as a standard or not. So in India also we have some standards which we got from the Codex.
Yes.
Right. So right now we're working on millets. Is it already approved or?
Yes. Actually, our propositions will comment over it, and then standards will be adopted.
I have another question is there.
Yes.
Any member country, how they will participate in the Codex? If any specific arrangement is there in, like we will take the example of India. So we'll
This is the national Codex contact point of every country. If we talk about India, FSSAI plays that role. FSSAI is the national Codex contact point. Now, that does not mean that all the responsibility lies with FSSAI. We coordinate with other committees also, which are known as Codex committee groups. So there are multiple ministries involved depending on the agendas. For example, if the agenda is nutrition, we'll seek the comments from Ministry of Women and Child Development. National Coordination Committee, which is chaired by Chairperson FSSAI. Then we have National Codex Contact Point, which is the FSSAI, and in FSSAI we have advisor, Science and Standards, who is the contact point for Codex. All the information goes from NCCP itself.
So whenever any country goes to Codex for setting any standards, so they need to attend the meeting of that Codex. And what is the preparation they need to go before the meeting?
For the meeting, whatever preparations are like that, Codex displays all. So we have the knowledge that when the committee is going to conduct a meeting, then before 2 months only we'll receive. We accordingly will mail all the communication to all the members and scientific panel members so that they can give their insights, inputs, what India has to prepare, who all are going to attend, because whatever travel and everything, respective ministries have to hear, and it's not very easy, well, because it generally occurs in Rome. So all the compilation and processing of comments occur, communication, who all are going, they have to do all the preparations. Then obviously there is a Codex coordination group meeting is there, so that we can discuss what is important, what is relevant, what should be India's stand, and then finalizing of the minutes.
Technical division, you are assistant director, so you have experience of this Codex harmonization for our country.
Yes.
So can you just share your views on the journey of India as a member country for Codex?
Yes, actually India has done a very good role in Codex. Initially, it was like we were the receptor of the, there is one thing I would like to mention here, Codex Trust Fund. So what Codex Trust Fund does is, it helps the developing countries to participate in the Codex and become more confident in the Codex. So India was a beneficiary. India strengthened itself that how to participate, and India helps other countries as well to come and participate in the meetings. Currently, India has participated and developed in 14 standards or guidelines at the Codex. The standards of pepper, paprika, small cardamom, mango chutney, rice bran oil, all are developed with the help of India.
Sure, very good.
Yes.
So okay, you already mentioned that there are so many standards that have already been accepted by Codex. So how are the Indian standards harmonized with Codex? What is the procedure, detailed procedure? Can you just explain?
Yes. See, whatever national standards we adopt, they are in line with the Codex. We have taken the help of Codex as well. It's not like that we have just copied, but we have seeked the what should be the minimum thing that should be retained and maintained. So in case of food additive, maximum level of food additives, it is being harmonized with the Codex. then what should be the maximum level of contaminants, heavy metals, aflatoxins, labeling things we have taken from, and these are harmonized with the Codex, standards for milk and milk products as well. And there are certain spices like oregano, cumin, basils. These are also harmonized with the Codex. Some of the few examples.
So we have harmonized some of the standards, Codex standards, but you say that we see the maximum permissible limit prescribed by the Codex, then we set our own norms. Can it be beyond that limit? Means
Yes. That
do we
depends
have
on-
any standard which is beyond the Codex limit?
There might be many food additives limits. We seek, because our geographical region also we take into consider, our traders also we take into consider, and our economy should not hamper. So we also look at these factors. We do risk analysis based on our geography. So all these help in finalizing what should be our standards.
But if we have the higher limits than the prescribed limit by the Codex, won't we have the lower set? Will they be, let's say, accept our products from India?
Yes, even EU has very stringent standards, very stringent than Codex also. So that depends. EU can accept those products if we are in the alignment with the Codex. Those are acceptable. Yes, I don't think so. We'll have many standards which are not aligned with the Codex. There might be few which can be entertained.
Yeah, otherwise there will be conflict also, because last year also there were reports that the some fish products, mango products, sometimes products are rejected in different countries because they say that is not as per the requirements levels as per their country. So what can we do for in that case? Means can you take the example that we have harmonized the standards with the Codex? That means we are at par.
Yes, ma'am, we are trying definitely to be at par, but we are not 100% well. So there is still a scope of improvement. There are some cases of like which you are mentioning might be. So, and that depends on that batch also. Maybe that batch could have a higher limit of some of the additives or color, whatever.
So I would like to ask, whatever the Codex contact point is there in India, what is the role of that point exactly?
Codex contact point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Codex contact point in India, whatever we can say SSI is there. So what is the role of that Codex contact point?
Basically, suppose if I am the Codex contact point and you are the other ministries.
Yeah.
So whatever information I am receiving, it's my responsibility that I should coordinate with you. Whatever new standards are coming, you should be knowing that. So information exchange should be there and representations, because if there is any agenda related to pesticide residues, so Ministry of Agriculture can give better insights.
So that means Codex contact point or FSSI has established the different committees.
Yes.
Like same like the Codex committee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in Codex, we have on labeling, we have on food additives, we have on contaminants.
Yeah.
Parallelly, we also have many Codex coordination groups.
Okay.
Like we have for chemicals, we have for labeling, nutrition. So they also work parallelly, keeping in the mind what are the agendas Codex has placed, so that they can give better comments for India.
Yeah,
so what are the ministries which gives inputs for this Codex harmonization to FSI?
We have Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Food Processing Industries. We have industry associations also involved, research institutes also involved. ICAR is there, ICMR is there, WICI is there, CII. So parallelly we have many stakeholders which give their comments so that India's stance should be strengthened, because we represent India over there.
That means one is the coordination, then another one is the information sharing and representation. Yes. Suppose we need some standard at the international level for our product. Means sometimes our products are unique. There is no standard at the international level sometimes. So we will represent our whatever the expectations to Codex Alimentary Commission. So we can say these three different roles played by the NCCP. Yeah.
Yes.
So can you specifically mention which ministries are contacted for which purpose? For example, if FSI needs some information regarding the health and nutrition, then which ministry will be contacted for that?
Ministry of Women and Child Development can give a better insights.
And for food industry related any issues? So
then industry association can give. See, if basically we are here talking about the trade. What is impacting most is the trade. That's why we all are participating in Codex, all the member countries. So industry association can give a better insights whether the food additives, maximum level of food additives which are being adopted at Codex, can our industry adopt those same? So they also give the comments, and then we represent those industries.
If any food industry in India, they adopt the Codex standards, they follow the Codex standards, do they need to then also comply with the food safety and standard regulations?
Yes, ma'am. Our food, मतलब जो भी food safety regulation या food safety standards, they are at prime, and all industries should follow those.
So for domestic market, industry needs to follow only the national standards, that is the food safety and standards regulations.
Yes, national standards are sort of a binding. Codex, these are voluntary and is for the export purpose because we are looking at a bigger market.
Just like our BIS standards, those are like voluntary standards. So any food industry in India can follow the Codex standards for maintaining the hygiene and other things, ensuring the safety.
Yes.
But definitely they need to comply with the national regulation, national standards.
Yes.
So some of the India's major achievements in Codex, can you just share with us?
Yes, ma'am. As I mentioned about the Codex Trust Fund, so India recently in June organized an inter-country workshop on enhancing participation on the Codex activities, that how you can participate, how to give the comments, how to be a part of the electronic working groups to give any standards. So 5 nations participated during the event: Bangladesh, Bhutan, Maldives, Sri Lanka and Timor-Leste, and 40 officials got a better insight as what is the importance of Codex and how can their nation be a part of the Codex and strengthen themselves. And moreover, India even provides the internships also to the officials of any developing nations to give a better insight about Codex. This is example that we also organized a regional collaboration and harmonization standard setting process during our Global Food Regulator Summit, in which most of the Asian countries joined India. So how can we strengthen our regional standards also? There can be many products which are important for Asia and not for Europe. So Asia, how can Asia come up with those standards? So yes, India has achieved a lot.
And if any food industry, they want to develop their own product, a new product. Just for example, you talked about the millet products. If we want to produce any new product, and we need to develop standards for that product, so that industry needs to go to the Food Safety Standards Authority first.
Yes.
Or to they can
you
go
want to
directly
develop
to
a new
Codex.
product. Standard is not there.
Yeah.
How standard is not there? That there is a product approval system is there. That what product you are going to manufacture. Do you have any study over it? Is it being produced in any country? Any studies which are relevant and can make your case stronger? So yes, those are the evidence which can come up with. So FSSAI can also come up with those standards.
So for all the food products, the FSSAI needs to go to Codex for standardization, or FSSAI can have their own standards?
No, FSSAI can have their own. Codex standards are not done. But yes, we have done our own risk analysis as well to keep in align.
If for any product which is very typical of Indian product, for example, any mango pickle or mango chutney, so that is a typical product of India. For that also, in FSSAI we have all standards. Right?
Yes.
So for if we want to export it to other countries, and for acceptance to in its importing countries, do we need to harmonize it with the Codex, because Codex doesn't have any standard for mango pickle or chutney?
Yes, mango chutney it has, and India only helped us. Yes, in developing those standards. Yes, that's what I mentioned, that if I know that this product is of importance to me, it's my responsibility that I should take that thing into the Codex. I should do the homework, prepare all the project proposals, the documents, and should have rationale that why is it importance. Your trade data, manufacturing, producing, everything should be a part. It has to be the value of your nation. You should be manufacturing, producing it, and your economy should develop.
So you have to get recognition from the other countries. Then we
can seek the support, because Codex is a consensus basis. It's driven. It's not only that I can only speak and whatever I'll say they'll accept. I need the consensus and approval of all the member countries. That yes, they are in the support of whatever I'm bringing. For example, Codex Secretariat brought, yes, those standards should be developed.
So what about the codes practices under this codex?
Yes. See, actually, as mentioned earlier, that codex texts are of three types. One is
Standard.
yes, standards
Another
are
one is
there.
code of practice. Another one is guidelines.
Yes. So code of practices are what to do to avoid or matlab minimize the risk. For example, what hygienic practices should be followed in any industry. If I am doing any milk business, that what practices should I follow for meat? What should be the process to be followed so that I can minimize the risk. Those are the code of practices. For storage and transportation, what should be the temperature? How should your vehicle be? Such.
And
So-
what's about the guidelines?
Yes, guidelines is how to do something like risk analysis, how you are accessing your data, what is the proof, what is the rationale behind it, such.
Very good. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us the idea of the Codex Alimentarius Commission, its structure, and its different committee. It's a horizontal committee, vertical committee, and you also explained us about the role of the National Codex Contract Point, that is the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. And you also shared some of the examples of the standards which have been harmonized with the Codex, and India has drafted those standards, and that got approved by the Codex Alimentarius Commission. It's very good to know that we have good number of products which are approved.
Yes.
Okay. So we are discussing this Codex Harmonization because this is a part of our academic program, which is the MSc Food Safety and Quality Management program, and there is also another program, PG Diploma in Food Safety and Quality Management, and we are offering BSc program, BSc in Food Safety and Quality Management. So this codex is a global scenario for, so while we are talking about the food laws and standards, in this syllabus we have the course content regarding the food laws and standards. We discussed there the laws which are applicable at the national level. So we have the food safety and standard regulations at the national level. We also have BIS standards, we have IGMAC standards, and the international level standards also, as we know that for plant-based products, we have international body like IPPC, for animal products, animal health related issues, WHO, OIE, Office of Internal Epizootics, and for this food safety, we have that codex at international level. So we discuss about all these national and international bodies and rules, regulations and standards in our syllabus, in our course for the BSc program, for MSc program, and for PG Diploma program. So I'd like to share some of the information about these three programs because these are offered in January session and July session, both the session, and now the admission will start. So all these three programs will be offered in January session, and the admission will start soon. The eligibility criteria we already discussed. For the BSc, this is 10+2 graduate students from the science background or food science and technology or agriculture, veterinary, dairy, fishery, food and nutrition, BSc hotel management, chemistry, biochemistry, microbiology. They can take the admission. So the admission is done online. The online admission form will be available in the IGNOU website. Our website address is www.ignou.ac.in. Welcome. So would you like to add up something, Dr. Kamble?
So this related to Codex Alimentarius Commission, I have one simple means we have organized some meeting in last year also. In exact contribution, we can say proudly say we have contributed to the Codex Alimentarius, like that.
What we have contributed.
Yes, yes.
So, well, giving the first example, I would say that in Codex Trust Fund, India contributes annually 20,000 USD to support the developing nations. Then we conduct the training as well. There was one project, the BIN, Bhutan, India and Nepal project. So India strengthened Bhutan and Nepal, and now they are also coming up with their new standards. So these can be adopted. So India is just helping, strengthening itself and strengthening other nations as well.
Okay. So thank you, madam. You have shared that the School of Agriculture, Indira Gandhi National Open University, running courses in line with this Codex Alimentarius or food safety related. Apart from that, School of Agriculture also run the courses in the area of agriculture, agribusiness management, like MBA in agribusiness management. Then after that, different diplomas are there. Diploma in value added products from fruits and vegetable, deployment dairy technology, meat technology, watershed management, horticulture, and diploma in agriculture cost management. So this kind of diplomas are there, and another one, certificate courses are also there, that is certificate in sericulture, then certificate in water harvesting and management, then certificate in poultry farming, certificate in beekeeping, certificate in organic farming, and one awareness program is also there, awareness program on dairy farming. So this kind of programs are there. They may impart the skills in the youth or Indian people. Then after that, they will result in their employment generation, we can say. Then after that, entrepreneurship development, like that components are added into the syllabus also. So that will result in self employment, like that kind, and this will also ultimately aim to strengthen the Indian economy, we can say, as well as whatever the our Prime Minister's goal is, that is doubling the farmer income. So this kind of things are included in the syllabus itself and curriculum itself. So another one important thing is that this whatever the PG diploma is there, that is part of our we can say first year program also, MSc there. Those who have completed this PG diploma, they can take admission in this MSc program, and admissions are already started. So that is last date to apply for the admission, that is 31st January right now, and students are advised to visit our admission portal also, and they can enroll themselves.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, viewers and learners, for watching this show. We are trying to create we are trying to make the people aware about the food safety issues, different emerging issues in food safety, and IGNOU is in collaboration with Food Safety Standards Authority of India are regularly organizing this kind of program every month and every second Friday on some topic related to the food safety and quality. So today we discussed about the Codex Harmonization of International Standards. We'll come up with another new topic related to food safety and quality management next month also. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.